Hey everyone, Eric Watson here, freelance writer, player of games, writer of words, recorder of videos, and 5e adventure in the legally distinct fantasy world of Solasta. Welcome to my Let's Play series. I live stream video games, currently twice a week on Mondays and Wednesdays. This is a very special episode of Solasta, Crown of the Magister, where we talk about drug addiction. We are going to mess around with the Dungeon Maker because we beat Solasta on Monday. We beat the campaign, all my final thoughts were given on Monday. And I thought it'd be a cool chance to just mess around with the Dungeon Maker, which they added kind of at the tail end of the early access stint, and is still in beta. And I'm hoping ends up becoming a thing for this community and for this game, as people and modders can step in and create some cool content, because that would keep me coming back for sure. If you enjoy the videos and streams, consider supporting me via patreon.com/RogueWatson. Game code has been provided by Reverb Communications. So, the Dungeon Maker. We can run through a dungeon that somebody has designed. We can obviously try to create our own dungeon and mess around with it. It looks like there's a bunch that were created by the developer, Tactical Adventures, for a string of levels. Which is probably worth checking out. I wonder if I can even open one of these in the actual... How do I actually enter the Dungeon Maker? Right here. Okay, so let's go to... you can go to Edit. Why don't we mess with that first? Let's see what their very first one is, which looks like it's Care Falcarn. I'm guessing this is the tile set, which is mines. Lava caves maybe is the tiles environment. So let's click on edit. And I apologize if there is some loading time concerns. I haven't messed around with that at all. Ooh. But we're going to mess around and see just what the Dungeon Maker looks like. And if this is your first video of mine looking at Solasta, then there's a whole... I ran through the entire campaign. It took 24 live stream sessions. And I gave all my final thoughts at the end of the last one when the credits rolled. Ultimately, pretty mixed feelings about it. But we're going to purely look at... Boy, this is a fascinating UI. At the Dungeon Maker. So I opened the first... dungeon that was developed by the developer Care Falcarn, which gives me a top-down, kind of an old-school graph paper design. Looks like individual rooms attached together. It is cool, and it looks like I can paint monsters and doors and traps. How do I actually... Okay, right-click scrolls. I feel like I should probably watch a tutorial about how to do this. Instead, we're just going to mess around with it, and you can see me fumble, see what it looks like. Looks like it might be a double map, or maybe it's just attached to a different map. So that's this one. We're in Care Falcarn Mines. And maybe this is the only thing I can look at. I'm not sure if I can actually... Oh, playtest. Quick launch the selected location with a predefined party. Okay. I'm guessing, yep, that's where you start. This is interesting. This gadget will display... I appreciate the tooltips, my goodness. So I take it this is light sources. Activator that is triggered when the location is entered. The gadget does not react to character positions or interactions. Be placed anywhere in a room. This gadget will display lore when triggered by an activator gadget, an entry activator. Stepping into this area will display a text. Okay, so you can display text upon just entering a zone. Maybe that's a lootable light sources. So it looks like when you first step into this area, there's no immediate combat or anything. These are just individual... Okay, and it looks like you can build... These are prefab rooms I could slot in there. think Solasta won't see as much love as Baldur's Gate because it's not pretty and doesn't have a recognizable name. That's very true. I mean, obviously Larian Studios is a much bigger company. First of all, I guess they're I don't even know if Larian is still technically indie anymore. They're kind of a weird, like, a middle ground. I guess they still use Kickstarter for their stuff, but they didn't use it for Baldur's Gate. I feel like they've graduated out of indie sphere and is now kind of a middle level publisher and developer. But I do obviously, yes, Baldur's Gate 3 is a much bigger game. You know, they did a dungeon editor with Divinity Original Sin 2, and I thought it was going to be a huge cool thing, and it never really took off as far as I remember. And maybe because the actual game ended up being the popular thing, like that campaign is like a 100-hour game, and it wasn't really necessarily built around making your own stuff. It was just that the game that was included was fine enough. So I still would like a D&D style game that was Neverwinter Nights. Basically, I want another Neverwinter Nights, where you could, you know, it was all about the user mods and creating dungeons and being able to play just D&D online in a video game with friends. Generate one medium or smaller monster at the gadget position. So what happens if I click on this? Monster is a goblin. That makes one goblin right there. Okay. These are just torches. Ah, you can select them lit or unlit. Virtual loot 7. Oh wow, loot pack. CR0 loot. 6d6 copper, 20d6 silver. Random items, ingredients, mundane gear, and ration pouches. Okay. There's going to be more goblins over here. So in this corner, there's a bunch of goblins. What's funny is if we go back and play this, we're going to have all the meta knowledge. Say how to do the text. This tunnel has collapsed. No way through it. Smell of caves. It smells like new adventures. Okay. Lame. Caves out of... Okay, here we go. We click on the escape, I guess. Format modal panel display once. Okay, so it's popping up here saying this is collapsed, so you have to go around this way, and that's where you meet the goblins and fight them. Looks like you can paint individual... Does anybody else do this, by the way? If you're going into an editor for the first time, the easiest thing to do is just to open a prefab, whatever it is you're doing, and see what other people have done. Looks like these are individually placed rocks. So even though they're prefab rooms, obviously you can make your own... Oh, here we go. Props. I think I read somewhere that you are limited by whatever environment you chose. So each dungeon level can only be the one environment, which means you couldn't... I don't think you can do like both an outdoor and indoor. It would have to be a transition from one to the other. Which I think Neverwinter Nights had the same limitation, but I don't remember. It's been a while. I never really messed around with that editor back in the day. I was more interested in playing people's adventures, but holy crap, I played so much. So many people's friggin' awesome levels and campaigns. I had so many Neverwinter Nights characters. And the second game, too. The sequel was really fun. And I've thought about streaming that game, because I know that Enhanced Edition came out a few years ago. Not a whole ton of stuff, but... assume these are all tied to this particular environment. And it's probably just tied to the enemies, too, which is mainly going to be... Unfortunately, that's the biggest limitation we've got with this game, I think, is very limited enemies. There's only, like, goblins, spiders, those flying drake things. Undead, we've got skeletons, zombies, ghouls, vampires. What else? Orcs, and then the Sorax. That's pretty much all I can remember. And I guess, like, humanoid enemies, too. Bandits and stuff. Elementals exist. And dragons exist. Is it all pretty much goblins? Yeah. So you come out here. Another torch. Hear that behind the door. The unmistakable grunting of goblins. Okay, so you can clue in. You can make doors. You can make them locked or opened. You can select the DC. And if it's a locked door, I don't know if you start with lockpicks or if you can find them. You can set a long rest area. Interactive campfire for a long rest. Even though you've only made it like past one freaking battle. I guess if it's level 1, that could be tricky. That's something this game gives you a lot, though. They give you a lot of long rest opportunities. It's a cozy place. Right near bad guys, too. So is this a blocker? Wooden platform. Save your location before you can playtest it. Oh, do I have to re-save it? I guess I could undo. Not making modifications. There we go. Nope, I still have to resave it. Okay, even though I haven't made any changes. There we go. I'm curious to see if I hit playtest. Can I playtest? How quickly can I do that? Selected location. If I were to select this location and hit playtest. I wonder if it'll be possible to use this stuff to make stuff to use in Roll20. I don't know. Don't think the... Oh, I got an achievement just for loading this up, I guess. It's a different loading screen, too. I don't know if you'd want to use that graph paper map, though. And in terms of the other map, it's still pretty 3D, so you'd have to... Maybe if you can do more of a top-down... The problem is Roll20 really only works if you do a top-down grid map. Boy, can I make a level look like this? Because this is pretty cool looking. Right, bridge with just nothing supporting it. I don't know what the load times are like, though, and I should have probably installed this game on my solid-state drive when I first installed it, which would be my recommendation if you're playing it, because it did have some pretty gnarly load times. Mainly going in and out of the main city. Oh, okay, you can put a little thing at the front. The caravans out of Copperan. All starts. Okay, so it looks like this just puts me at the entrance of the dungeon. Yeah, so there's the entrance. So you're gonna find the torch things, pikes. This is like a microphone stands. You know, there's nothing here, and then you come across another trigger. There we go. Collapse no way through it, and then you walk this way, and then there's goblins over here, basically. Don't know if I can jump ahead and start in a different area to play test it. It's a shame there's a bit of a loading screen there, but kind of makes sense given that it has to load the entire 3D environment. There was a goblin up here, and it just looks like it gave me just a random ass starter party. Gobos! Oh yeah, one right there. Alright, I actually have to play through it. I was kind of hoping just to mess with the things some more. A level 1 party versus 4 goblins could be kind of tricky. What are you, a rogue?
Impressive move, my friend.
7 damage. Take that. Cleric. I'll mess around a little bit. I can't help it. I like the combat in this game a lot. It's honestly a pretty good looking game. I mean, yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 has much more gorgeous environments, but I think this game looks fine until you zoom into the character models, especially the human ones, and then it starts looking like shit. Set up a burning hands, burning hands. Wizard can't help herself. Gotta burn those hands.
A victory fit for a song.
Blow it all on the first goblins you see. Oh great, you blocked your paladin. Oh, he's archer. Oh, you rolled a 3. Go with a bow. 12 does not hit a goblin.
Lose hope.
That's a good looking environment too. Why can't I do? Oh, you gotta take the shield down, that's why. Very picky about that. Can't cast a spell with 2 hands. It kind of is like Oblivion in a way, yeah. I mean, the character models were fine back in the day, I think. I mean, we all knew they weren't super attractive, but... Oh, interesting. It actually says, hey, the High Elf grants you this. Wizard, 3 out of 4 kills. Alright, turns out 4 goblins was just appropriate enough. The goblins were sitting there, too. I just kind of want to test up until the point where I got, which was walking through here. There was another thing saying, hey, there's a goblins behind the door. We went around in. The unmistakable sound of goblins. Kind of warns you. That's what the door looks like. We know it's interactable but not locked, and then we know there's a long rest place back here. And some loot in this corner. Guess it just chooses one of those loot piles, or that one might have actually had rations in it, so I could get a long rest. That's as far as we made it. I believe there was more enemies up here. Ooh, and there's a trap up there. I have to look at how they do traps in this editor. Got kind of a multiple paths. You can go the exploration path or the combat path. Oh, I rolled a 2. And I believe the way they balance it, this is always a tricky thing in D&D, is like, do you just say, well, I tried again? Like, you know, and you're just like, what's the point of having a skill check then, other than the fact you can have like, alright, maybe there's a patrolling monster coming by. The way they do that in Solasta, which is interesting, is they only let you have the 1 roll. That just represents like your best chance at doing that thing. Which I think I'm going to adopt in the future when it comes to picking locks and doing traps or any of that. Like, you basically get the 1 roll, but Solasta does say it's per character, so if you had somebody else who is proficient with thieves' tools, then you could have them attempt it. It might be a once per day thing. I never went back and actually, I think it is a once per day. I think you could try it once per day per person. If you technically had a chance to like teleport back into an area, you could then try to unlock the treasure chest or whatever you were trying to get. Alright, so there we go. Opens dungeon make to resume editing this location. So let's see how long that takes. That was an example of jumping into a... oh, that was quick. Okay. Well, load times aren't that bad then, actually. So we made it to here and here. So if I'd gone through that door, which had the unmistakable sound of goblins, I would have thought it looks like another... What does group index mean? Like to make the spawn creature part of an encounter group, triggering battles together. Okay. E group 2. Goblin skirmisher, goblin. It would have been a room full of goblins with some loot. Explicit items, in terms of that would be a free to find loot pack or explicit list of items. So you can specifically add loot and not just have it be random. In case a bunch of javelins, arrows, longbow, and a shield. I feel like you kind of start with a lot of that stuff. Loot's tricky in 5e because magic items aren't nearly a thing as they were in 3rd edition and 3.5. Characters are just straight up stronger as a baseline. Let's see, what would that trap have done if I had stepped on it? Disarm and perception DC were 14. You can select completely on a little slider here, which is pretty nice. Would have been ground spikes. Ooh, 2d8 damage, save for half. That could be nasty on level 1. Saving throw DC of 4. And 14 is no joke for DCs for level 1 either. Damn. And this was a critical path. This is a pretty linear dungeon. Just another one right after that. Ooh, you can do secret doors. Should have gone a little bit farther to see what that looked like in game. A door which requires a perception check to be spotted. So obviously it would just look like maybe a wall. Ooh, okay. And we got some other stuff going on here. Reveals on a DC 12, which I assume is just passive perception. What is going on here? I like this UI a lot. Indicator. Entering this area activates other gadgets. So does that spawn the monster? Activates monster M24. Spawns a ghoul. You enter that area. Okay. I want to see that in action. An old shrine or tomb. There is one here, which includes a maul, a silver chalice, and a potion of healing. So if I want to really start fucking around with this place. It's called Lava Cave. It just looks like caves. Select the visual mood and the ambient music. Presumably I could just move the start location. So what if we just move the start location to right here? Therefore, bypassing the entire area we just got to. And is there any way to save as? Or do I have to save over my current? I had to have copied it first. Well, it's not a huge change. Alright, so what else can I look for? I'm going to look for the trigger that spawns, the hidden door. There's a regular door that just holds 2 goblins in this tiny-ass room? Oh, that actually leads to this room. That's just a low wall. Yeah, so it's just the back end of that room. So you can actually pass. So it is 2 different paths you can take. Okay, these are just props here. So what is the white? Are these blockers? I guess these are just so you can block off areas where characters can't move to. Okay, so that's pretty good visual. You can see exactly where people can go. So presumably you could enter through here. Using visually. Ooh, what is this? Okay. Close and locked until we solve the current issues. This door is locked. Hard locked. This gadget cannot be opened by normal means. A remote activator is required to open it. Okay, so you can do like levers and stuff. So straight up cannot unlock this door, so it's a hard stop. Have to turn up here. Log on. Eagle Matriarch. Wolf. Wait, what is it? Eagle Matriarch? What? I never fought an eagle in the entire campaign. What is an eagle doing in the games? Also, holy shit, what is going to be triggering all these things? So, presumably this is all... You have to go up the hallway. There's a door that leads to another trap. Poison cloud. What kind of traps are there? I'm not sure you can actually edit these traps. Collapsing roof, 2d 10 damage. Death glyph. Can frighten. Disrupting runes, 2d 8 psychic damage and can confuse. Fire burst, 3d 6. Poison cloud, 2d 6 does poison. Lightning discharge, 3d 6. Ground spikes. That probably covers most of the traps you'd want to do. They're hiding behind these closed doors, which are hard locked. These are doors you cannot open unless you push this little doodad. Activate symmetrical. So that means pushing this lever will open both doors and trigger both fights. Apparently a bunch of wolves. Chilling. Okay. Cool. And you can just do activator. Hard to tell what is it just an area? Okay, an area. So just walking into an area can activate something. A hole to crawl through. So that would activate spiders where you enter the area. Wonder why you would have to do that. Why not just let them spawn in? Will they patrol on their own? Interesting. Pretty good sized dungeon crawl. You know, the base game didn't really have good sized dungeon crawls. Alright, so let's try and jump in now that we've got this. Changed our start location. Yeah, you can test all these things. And maybe we'll look at making something. I don't know what I would want to make. I guess I have to see what the environments are. Be a popular, like, 5e dungeon. I don't want to bite off more than I can chew. I want to make something small. So maybe the Goblin Caves or the Red Brand Hideout. Alright, so that worked. I instantly changed my start location. It's a nasty looking... I assume I already perceived this hidden door then. Well, that's a DC 14. You got... Also know that when we open this door... Or no, sorry, it's when... Right now there's nothing here, but when we walk into this position, I believe it spawns a ghoul. Yep. It's chilling in the corner, so you can activate things like that. Play around with it a little bit. Level 5. Pretty quick load times, but I'm not trying to load, you know, I'm just only loading this one level, so that's really good that it doesn't have very long load times. Attack, Paladin.
Again!
Pretty good. School, you do not have multi-attack. Finish it, Rogue. You're the only one without dark vision, apparently.
Oh, bad luck.
Cast light. It was, in fact, a ghoul. Good thing over here. You can add traps to treasure chests. Ah, that's an open door. I missed that. Straight up goblins right there. So this door has a thing that says... What? That triggered... Oh, he runs out of there. Well, shit. I didn't expect that. Did they patrol on their own? I totally missed that. Or maybe they just saw me. This whole freaking goblin fight. Let's jump back to the creator. The creator. Yeah, so this actually starts out opened. Trying to get to here. Wouldn't let me open the door, and then it'd just be going around this linear area. Eventually you can open and escape for yourself. So how does it end? Okay, exit point for the party. Let's see where this map leads us to. Revivify. And then, okay, you can just select the next map that it loads. Is the Care Falcorn Stronghold. It looks like it already lists right here. So you could create a campaign, but I don't think you get the overworld or anything like that. I think you literally just string dungeons together. Care Falcorn Stronghold. So what? This uses the Stronghold environment. So the total environments available in the game right now is Necropolis, Stronghold, Catacombs, Elven Palace, Sewers, Lava Caves, and Woodland. Obviously we want more of those, but that's not a bad start. I mean, Catacombs, Sewers, and Caves, it pretty much covers like most of the classic dungeon designs. Wait, the doors are hard locked. Oh, you can find a diamond. How do you progress? Button activates all three of these. Ooh. Actually, okay, you can have a plate, activate a secret door. Ah, because that's not the starting point. This is the starting point. Why does it have 2 starting points then? To make sure you tie certain entrances together. Their entrance index. This is the actual entrance. Chandeliers can be damaged. Full of acolytes and bandits. Stronghold is like a straight up castle type area. Okay. Basic triggers and things. Well, what should we try to make? Let's see. I want it to be kind of easy. I have here the Lost Mines of Phandelver. It has been a hot minute since this book has been opened. 5 years or something. So, we've got the Cragmaw Hideout Cave. Which we couldn't do the outside of, unfortunately. We could just start the cave from the cave part. I wonder if you can do water. It's the wrong tile set. Let's create a new user location. Then we could do is... I'm not sure you can do water. Kind of a big part of that cave. Is the Red Brand Hideout. Which, unfortunately, I don't think you could replicate the kind of chasm area. It also has 2 entrances. So you'd have to just kind of pick one and go with it. Which the environment would be Stronghold, I think. Underground Domain of the Dead. No idea how big of a map I want. Jeez. Well, let's see. It's... How wide across is it? 5, 10, 15, 20... Should use squares, shouldn't I? Is it counting squares? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. It's probably 30 by 30, so... Small might actually be big enough. Visual mood. I don't know. Huh. What does that mean, a visual mood? With crypts. Ambient music. Let's do the Red Brand Hideout. Bandit Hideout beneath Resendar Manor in Phandalin. It's actually probably designed for level 2, isn't it? Is this going to be big enough? I think so. Yeah, mood light. Unfortunately, I didn't get like an example of what that looks like. We could start by maybe painting rooms, and then hopefully you can edit these rooms. Oh my god, that's a huge room. With blockers in between. Basically a collection of these big rooms, right? Let's see. Can I rotate? Rotate is R. I can, okay. Small room. Maybe that could work. These already blockers here? Ah, there's all the gadgets. Openings, torches, monsters, chests, traps, loot, lore, activators, entrance, exit, and campfire. Fortunately, I don't know if you can create proper elevation. Old. Oh. There's our subheadings. Following cell types. Opening. Do these cells already come with pre-closed areas, then I wonder? Because Prisoner Manor, it starts... I'm going to start in room 1. And it's got a bunch of barrels, and then there's a secret door down here and another room over here. Gotta be a way to edit these room sizes, though. Not overlap. Okay. This is way too big of pieces. I wanted to get copy, delete, nudge. Okay, just lets me move around. I can't actually change the size of these. I mean, surely you can. They must have been differently sized than the other samples, right? Let's load up this one again, then I need to... Alright. Well, yeah, I mean, they've got its own custom rooms here. Obviously, they've got smaller rooms than that. Everything's just big room, huge room, small room. So how did you... Alright, deselect game. How do I deselect it? Escape. That's small room. That's turn. That's turn. That's small room. 4 by 12, 12 by 12. They are just these prefabbed rooms then. This is the same room, just turned. Crossroad is 12 by 12. Okay, so if I were to start in the mines, do I have these exact same rooms? So for a better example, we need to go to... It uses the stronghold. See if that's truly just these rooms. I guess you can make it as big. Maybe I should have made a bigger map then. Fine, 8 by 12, yeah. You do just have these rooms. Guess you could use blockers to change the layout of the room, but you can't use, can't overlap the rooms themselves. Well, that's gonna be tricky to wrap my head around. I wonder why they went with prefab rooms. By 100. This one is not ready to be. Alright, well, let's make it bigger. This just means like what kind of entrances and exits you can have. Do that, then you could include this one here. So I'm not sure. Assuming this is actual blockers, I'm not sure I could put this on top of here and be able to go from here to here. I have to use the small room. That's the one I want. Small room again. We create a bunch of blockers. The entrance is here. There's stairs, but we can't really do stairs. Little fountain thing. I don't think we can do that either. Kind of limited on we can do. Put some crates everywhere. So what is this? Just automatically generate the wall backgrounds? And can I make these lootables? No. I have to maybe add one of these on there to make it a lootable. Yeah, okay. Could do that. Loot. There's not, but there's supposed to be a fountain in the middle that's got some loot. I don't know if I can recreate that. Anything like... And can you do skill checks, I wonder? You can only place the doors at openings. Means you'd have to put them here. Okay. Need a smaller room. Or just make this area bigger. In that case, this is a blocker. It's this. We could simulate that with a brawl hole. Just going underneath because there's a bridge right here, but I don't think I can create that. Just divide a room into subcomponents. Supposed to be a separate room here, so we wanted to make another room. And make 2 rooms go off of here. That's what I need. I don't think I can. Should have done bigger than this style room. It's bugging me having the prefab rooms to work with. Let's see. What is big room? Guess I could use big room as the opening room then, because then I could do 2 paths. It'd be a secret. That's a big area to do a secret door. Ah, fake stairs up. That's all fake. Is that the right direction? Can't tell which is going up or going down. Trying to create that lower right corner, but it's got 1 mini room with ruffians inside. And it's got a secret door that goes in here. That leads to a tiny corridor, but you can't actually do tiny corridors. The smallest you can do is 8 squares wide. So, take this one up. This one up. Oh good, it moves the things with it. That's good. Could we... Can we go halvesies with the door? Is that possible? Okay. Is door a separate area? Partitions? How do I make just fucking doors? Why is it called fake door? I want a real door. I guess doors were this, wasn't it? Squeeze things in right here. It's a freestanding door right now, so I have to actually make the thing around it. It's locked. You have to make a free wall. Free the wall. Okay. Make a 1x1 wall. That work? putting the door here? No idea if that's gonna work. The idea is you could put the little secret door here and then have a little, but I can't make it that small of a room. This is this biggest giant ass corridor. Yes, it actually doesn't work at all. There's no way to literally paint extra rooms. Okay. Okay. You could put the secret door down here. Then have the corridor. I have to move everything up again. Select multiple things. I don't think so. Really gotta lay your room out first, don't you? Alright, well, if we're gonna do that, we just turn this into a proper room. Then turn it this way. Corridor. A giant secret corridor path. And I very quickly run out of room. Wow, okay. I'm not even halfway across, so I need to make this a bigger map after all. Means I have to move everything again. Because I have to expand the size of all the things. Which you could make it smaller by putting in props and stuff. But I keep forgetting. Alright, so this thing... This one's gotta go... That's as far down as it can go, okay. You can go here. You can go there. Think you can go there, tentatively? There's the secret corridor. We actually need to fix all this and turn it into a normal wall then. Can I use fake door and put a door in front of it? I don't understand how the door thing works. Should have looked and seen what it looks like in other games. Alright, let's look at that then. So let's check and see how they do doors. In... Let's get to the strong. Thankfully, it loads pretty quick. Alright, so somehow they make this an entire bar instead of just one. Maybe you can edit the size of the doors, but it looks like it's just a straight up. There's no other thing around it, there's no walls or anything, it's just the door runs the entire length. Does look like you can change the size. Unless each door is a certain size. Walls there. Use walls next to some of the doors. Okay. Okay. How do you take this guy, make him bigger? Ah, they are just set up in very specific sizes. But double door is 6x1. That's weird. We can just do that for a straight up door. Okay. This needs to be a wall blocker. A wall blocker. This needs to be a secret door. I assume I can add its own thing, isn't it? 16. Locked or opened. However, there are some bad guys in there. Corpse debris. Can't do the pond. Oh, there's barrels. Barrels would be better than, well, crates and barrels then. We're going to barrels somewhere else. Barrel stacks. So many barrels. Can't get enough barrels. There are beds, okay. Beds. Whole bunch of barrels and crates again. Throw a chest in there. Recreate the wand thing. Can you do a skill check to search for things? Can I do? Monsters, virtual flute, falling chandeliers. The only one you can do is a falling chandelier. Prince. I don't know if the stairs are facing the proper direction or not. That text. Any prop, okay. Ah. The size, okay, that's good. Probably do that you hear. They're resting in this room. Players don't know they're in here. Let's add some monsters. Large monster, one huge monster, one gargantuan monster. Aha! The monster tome. Play with all of the things. Unfortunately, it's not a whole lot. Thug is CR 0.5. 32 hit points. Yikes. Need a bandit. Do I not have a bandit? What can we use as the Red Brand Ruffian? There we go. Bandits. Offspawning monster requires a remote activator instead of proximity of heroes. I mean, we could tie it to the door, I guess. That way they're not in there automatically. Running element. Oh, jeez. Just add whatever loot you want. Just say you level appropriate loot. Managed by some venturing gear, crafting, or ingredients. Battles together. Where's a remote activator? To add an activator to this door, maybe. Okay, so look at the activators. Maybe. Button activator, entry activator when the location is entered. That's not what I want. Let's see. How do they do it when you can spawn? I want the door to spawn monsters. How do I do that? First engineering. Okay, well you do a button that, but if I want the it's maybe the door doesn't spawn monsters, then it's just entering areas does. Maybe I could just leave the monsters in there and that'd be okay. These guys do that. I just don't know what the AI does, if it like wanders outside or something. Like the area up too. Let's see how to make that one little thing. Is the, what is it called? There's a cistern, rectangular reservoir, a waterproof satchel inside. I don't know if I can recreate that though, because I'm pretty limited on the props that I'm given. Include a alchemy table. In the middle of the room with the yeah, you can see a little glow. That's cute. Let there be light, I say. These guys would have light. Alchemy table? Okay. Maybe include loot there? Loot. We're gonna include a what, potion of healing? Let's see. Search potions. This is not the most user-friendly item list. They just instantly do everything. Can I not do potions of healing then? That's weird. I can only do the crafting one? Yeah, I heard that. Well, yeah, I guess it's getting that bad time. That's bizarre. Why can't I do potions? Search heal. Okay, I don't know why that didn't pop up before. Add one of those. Add money? Okay. Maybe there's a way to add money. I don't see it. Then we want to test out a trap, which is up here. That'll lead to, I think, another small room. This. That can enter the prison area. Would probably be another small room. Although I need to go a little bit further up. Be able to go back down. No, I don't think it'd be a big room. You enter a middle area and then there's prison things on either side. You combine two small rooms together. Small rooms in here. Use a bunch of blockers. E. Here. There, and then this would be an actual door. So these are blockers. There. Just Control C and Control V. Ah. Can. I didn't have to Control V. This is blockers here. Oh, we could have this be secret room, which case does it let me block off like this? Not what's in an opening. Like to do is then have to this off. Okay, so this would be the prison cells. This is the skeleton fight here. There's a trap in here, which I need to put some more. Oh, that's a 6. Okay. Trap in the way. It looks having the same crap, but there you go. And putting a trap is a pit trap. I don't know the best way to do a pit trap. Fortunately, is 2x2 the only size trap you can do? Yeah, I should put multiples then. That's a weird limitation. You can't actually stretch the traps. Perception means you can't really disarm them. You have to skirt around it. Get a really high DC, I guess. Throw and click to select a corresponding element in the database. Trap effect. I guess ground spikes would be the closest thing. The pit. Well, 20 feet to do 2d6 damage, so yeah, ground spikes would be pretty close. Was it showing you where you can disarm them from? There you go. So you could skirt around them. Which is what you're supposed to do. Very carefully. And a crap I can put in this room since my rooms have to be too big. Crap everywhere. Barrels, bookshelves. Cabinets. Oh yeah, we need to put a blocker here though. Which way this cabinet's facing. I don't know if I want to put two of those together. I might mess things up. Bummer is, I don't think I have coffins available because this is not the coffin tile set. Bummer. We have prison doors. I think the one on number 5 is a regular door, so we can do a regular door here. Oh, but then I can't do... Yes, I can. Say, can I actually close these rooms off to the side? I think that... Prison door, it's 3x1. That. And yeah, there you go. Create a prison fence, which I think is a blocker. It says barrier. Shoot. Ran out of. There we go. Does that work? Which I don't think there's an easy way to copy and paste. Oops. That's probably gonna look junky as hell, but we're just gonna test and see what it looks like. Should be a. So it's actually gonna be. This is a giant room. This is way bigger than it needs to be. Here. This can be. Yeah. Crossroads. With the right one being the secret door, I think. At some point we're going to playtest this and see what all I've really jacked up, but... So what's it number? I'm looking at, obviously, Trezendar Manor. Too bad I can't do the Nothic. Let's see. Tildors with DC 10 Dexterity. Check to pick. Says that there's a locked door here. And this needs to be separated completely. But you can only put those in openings. It's not bad. Unfortunately, I can't do two of them. Rats. Double rats. We could do this. And this is the armory, and this is just the other side of the prison cell. There was an armor stand somewhere. Just to remind myself. So this one is locked. It says it is locked from the outside. Doors are DC 10s. That should be pretty easy. Prisons also locked with a 10. There's a guard in there. Somehow I need to recreate the coffins. Enter the door leading to Area 5 or the door leading to Area 6. Okay. Basically, I want to trigger a combat fight when they enter in here. I've been going for quite a while. So, let's see. If I want to do a area activator. Nope, that needs to be bigger. Make it bigger! 5 by 5. what that's going to do is it's going to trigger the skeletons, but unfortunately I don't have... Yeah, I'm trying to make the Trezendar, the Red Brand Hideout. You can recognize anything that I'm making in here so far. It's... Unfortunately, I've discovered you cannot customize your own room sizes, so I'm having to work with the prefabbed rooms. And they are all much bigger rooms, too, given these are all little 5-foot squares. And I'm limited by the props of each environment, which unfortunately this environment does not have coffins I can use for the skeletons. So, maybe instead we're going to use just tables? Actually, I'm not even sure skeletons exist in this game. Teeny tiny tables everywhere. Would be a monster spawn. Look at the monsters. Okay, we do have skeletons. Skeleton archer, and skeleton sorcerer, and skeletal marksman, and skeletal knight. Okay, I completely forgot there's a bunch of skeletons. Yeah, so you are very limited on whatever creatures appeared in the campaign, which was not a whole lot. So it is not an auto spawn. It'll be part of group 2. And I'm gonna duplicate them. Create 3 skeletons. Maybe I will do more skeletons. It'd be weird if they all appear behind them. Maybe I should do the trigger right here. That way they surround the party. Move the trigger to here. Let's see what I do. Alright. Kind of maybe do like an ambush of skeletons here. Maybe you just can't do it in the opening. Shoot. Alright, that's fine. We'll do it here. Skeletons in your face! The skeletons are popping out of these tables for some reason. It's the only... Not really coffins, but... I work with what I got. Maybe you could mention there's bones on all these tables. I could do that as a warning thing. But, tables everywhere. Say, very ominously. Bones all over these tables. Surely there won't be skeletons popping out of them. It'd be horrifying. We can kind of separate a little bit. Let's kind of randomize where the skeletons, which tables pop out of. You like that? And the trigger. Do this individually. Jump. Okay, so in theory, I think what I've done is if you walk into this area, all these skeletons suddenly spawn. Create a... area. Bum bum bum. Littered with bones. Don't want to make any light sources beyond here. Might be something. There's a guard here. All right, let's test it this far and see. Manage to get this part of it working at least. In which case I've made like 5 or 6 rooms of the red Brand Hideout. At least a reasonable facsimile. Wish you could change the shape of the rooms. That's a really big limitation. Well, I made the stairs face the wrong direction. Alright. Instantly stuck in a staircase. I couldn't tell on the friggin' top-down view. That's funny. That's not gonna work. Alright, so take this and move, rotate. There we go. I think have to be here. Okay. Before it was like this, and that was the top end. So yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it like this. We'll see if that works. You can select what prefab party you want, because that doesn't seem to be an option anywhere. Alright, fix that issue. Does automatically put things up. There's the wall locker. Interestingly enough, you can see the other side, I guess because of the opening right there. Okay. Homa crates. Now here's a secret door. However, I do not have a high enough perception to be able to tell that's a secret door. Interesting, so that's good. This is the loot I made. There's a potion of healing in here. Confirmed. So when I open this door, it should trigger a fight. At least there's dudes in here. Nope, monsters are not here. Crap, I messed. I think I clicked off auto spawn. That's right. There've been dudes in here. So I need to click on auto spawn and actually see they move around. I think I meant to have a trigger there, but let's see what happens if you don't. You just put bad guys in there. AI will trigger. Auto spawn, auto spawn, auto spawn. Save that. Let's go back in. Thankfully, this part is pretty quick. Maybe if you had a giant dungeon, it would take longer to go back and forth. Same. It's gonna be party. Now if I open... Yep. Bandits. They just kind of chill right there, okay. I found you, you bandit bastards.
I'm unbeatable.
Yeah!
Looks like the wall blockers are pretty seamless. sneak attack for you. Good old level 1 characters and you're +1 to hit. Holy crap.
Not bad, eh?
Deadsies. This guy didn't do anything. Or did he try to shoot me? He tried to shoot me and I missed it. So inconsequential. Attacks bandit. Attacks bandit. Bandit attacks. Yeah, he did try. Okay. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna... Second.
Try again.
Apparently he's hanging onto that crossbow, though. Do bandits only have crossbows? Fortunately, you can't do pit traps, so... Yeah, what kind of loot does it give me? I did not select their loot. Oh, just whatever they had equipped. Okay. I only had like half a dozen different trap options, so I just selected ground spikes, which seemed close enough,
You don't
I
mind
guess.
being on your knees, do you?
Really have to fill these rooms out, otherwise they look real empty. Alright, so... I don't think I have the DC to be able to see these traps. What is my perception? Does it show me my perception? It would be like a 12? Which would be, it's a DC 15 to see these traps, so I don't think I'm going to be able to see them. So if I just start wobbling forward... Oh, there's no animation?
We leave no one
There it
behind.
goes. Oh, he just starts dying. It's terrible. You're alright. Alright, so the goal was to skirt around the edge, but yeah, that'd be pretty nasty if somebody just ran right through here. The other thing you can't do is you can't change the size of traps. They're all 2x2, it looks like. So let's try... See if my... Up. Tables are littered with bones. They're not really, but... I can do. So we're going to test the trigger and see if I walk into this area, it should spawn 4 skeletons around here. Okay. Skeletons attack. You get a magic missile, you get a magic missile, and you get a magic missile. These rooms are way too big, though. I wish you could change the size of them. It's bugging. It's really bugging me.
Yes! Try again.
The Tresendar Manor is very, very tiny. It's like these rooms should be like, you know, 20 by 20 or 15 by 15. Instead, they're like, what, 50 by 50 or something crazy? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Which, you could put a bunch of debris in all of them, I guess. It'd be a pain in the butt, but that'd be the only way to make it smaller. Alright, somebody needs to fucking light it. Oh, I guess I can do it.
That's better.
Ooh, really? A crit on sneak attack doesn't kill a skeleton? And 1d6, but still. Oh, he tried to knock me down. Wait, you're doing thunder? Fuck, are you doing thunder damage? What? What kind of skeleton are you? I didn't select this kind of skeleton. Oh, you don't have your divinity either. Gases.
I owe you one.
Definitely empty rooms, though. You'd have to fill them out. Spread that damage out. There we go. They are vulnerable to bludgeoning. And we do a Burning Hands. Sorry, Rogue. Oh no, we can't. Look at that. Perfect Burning Hands. Oh man, every wizard's dream.
Victory is mine.
Badass.
Whoa! You should have yielded.
Sweet. There was a regular door here when I stopped basically building things out. Let's see what the prison looks like. Okay, so obviously this needs some work. Not the most efficient prison door system. This one fit. See, one of them is not really... It was hard to see where they attach to. Come with thieves' tools? You do. Okay. That's properly locked. That's a giant prison cell, though. These rooms are too damn big. So that's my biggest complaint right now, the editor, is you can't... You have to use these unless I'm missing something, you have to use their prefabbed rooms, and they're all way too large for what I'm looking for. Because it really takes away the tactical positioning of it if every room is a giant arena. But obviously that's funny, I missed it right there. Okay, this is an effective sight blocker, too. This was meant to be another room up here. So you can subdivide rooms if you're clever. Work around that. What happens if you reach the end of the world? It just shows an empty space? That's funny. This is another locked door, which leads to the armory. Okay, so there you go. That's what I've made. So it functions. It's pretty easy. You know, the best thing to do is definitely to reverse engineer the maps that already exist. And, you know, you can do all the little triggers and things. The ambush of monsters is pretty effective. You know, it did not show my secret door because it didn't have the high enough perception. Traps are kind of limiting, which is unfortunate. My biggest complaint right now, A, you're tied to only a single environment. So, like, I know there's probably crypts that exist in the Necropolis toolset, but because I'm in the Stronghold toolset, I can't access those, which I don't know why you can't just unlock all that stuff. And the fact that I have to use these giant prefab rooms is it does make things easier, but I at least wish we could sit there and resize them. Would improve it immensely. So what I've done here is create about, I don't know, what is this, like this is maybe half of the Trezendar Manor. And I don't know how I would do the rest of it. I mean, there's a big ass room coming up. There'd probably be like 2 big rooms put together. But I don't think I could do that big chasm. If I were to do this, really you could do a smaller one. Except there is supposed to be a secret door on this side, so maybe I do. It's tricky. See, once again, that's tricky. You could do a corner. That's a possibility for them to go to that secret door. Then you enter big room here. Mentioned is probably 2 big rooms put together, maybe more than that. This corridor isn't supposed to attach up here. Good. See, there's no way to attach those 2 things, so they can't fucking change the size. Oh, there we go. All right, that works. There's a small 8x12 room. So, you know, I can't recreate it faithfully because I'm working within the confines of the size of the room. And this is where that giant chasm would be. But I'm pretty sure I can't recreate that chasm. Make little off rooms over here. Let's see. Line. Corridor. So you'd have to go line into crossroads. Then you do another room here. Do line. Crossroads. Crossroads. Line. Small room. The one thing I'm not doing is the other entrance, which would be at the bottom of this one, basically. You could do that as an exit. That would be a blocker here. This is the room where you find, what is his name, Droop. This is the room where they have the guys gambling. Then this would be the actual wizard's den. Here. There's another room attached to it, which could be here. And then this one would be the secret staircase here, which would be the exit. So there you go. That's how I'd recreate the Red Brand Hideout using the prefab rooms. And then if you could shorten the rooms and make them different sizes, using, you know, all these different blockers and walls and stuff, it just take a while. But you're still limited on what, you know, items you have. So there's no way to recreate that chasm where the Nothic is, and there's no Nothic. You know, there's only so many creatures that we can even use. Which is, I don't know what the closest thing to a Nothic would be. Some kind of undead creature, I guess. Maybe one of the Sorakaths. You just have a nasty Sorakath lurking here as like a single creepy fight. And obviously, I don't think you can do dialogue. It's very, you know, it's got the starts of a rudimentary dungeon crawler with definitely some limitations. I would love for this to be expanded because I think the UI is actually amazing. The sun is now coming out, by the way. The fact that I can build it in a 2D map and then play it in the 3D environment is awesome. That is a huge plus. So that part's really cool. I would love to see this expanded into something more interesting. If any of you are watching this ever make a dungeon or something, I would, you know, love to check that out. And who knows if I'll actually finish, you know, this dungeon and really work with it. I may try and make one and upload it or something just for funsies, just to kind of help support the community. But I'm gonna have to wrap this stream up because my baby is waking up. So I think that will do it for this Dungeon Maker stream, this special, and for Solasta in general. That's going to finally put a ribbon on what I think is a cool game if you like D&D 5th edition, or if you're a fan of tactical RPGs, and you really like combat. If you're not into tactical RPGs because of storytelling, for example, but mainly for the combat, which is what I would recommend Solasta for. Don't know if I'd recommend it just for the Dungeon Maker, though. I think they need to expand it a lot more to make it a little bit more interesting, although it does say it's in beta. So thank you for joining me. If you enjoy the streams or watch these videos, then consider supporting me via patreon.com/RogueWatson. Shoutouts to Platinum patrons: Joe, Will, Tiny Dancer, Wizard Princess, Christopher, Thomas, Captain Mike, Adam, Aiden, Stan, Nathan, Alex, Chad, Alexander, Dan, Daniel, Cam, and Quizats, Hatterack. Gold patrons: RPG Papercrafts, Charming Grenade, Pretty Boy, and Yuma, Dead Lizard, Lion, Sam, Ross, Lumpy Spuds, Jerome, Skalenia, Nick, Farty McButterpants, Blood Angel, Veronis, Baboon, Baboon, Nathan, Fast Like a Tortoise, and James. Patrons, pay attention to the Patreon page, and I will try to figure out what I'm going to be streaming next, which will be starting on Monday. And I'll see you all tomorrow for crafting this window.